Colorado.
Good morning, everyone, and thank you so much for tuning in to TV8's Good Morning Vail. Happy International Women's Day, everyone. We've got a great show in store for you. Not only are we going to be highlighting some incredible local women entrepreneurs, but we're going to be bringing you a lot of great information. We're going to be talking about the advancements with women in AI. We're going to introduce you to a great event with Ski Girl that you're not going to want to miss out on tomorrow. And then if you're looking to sell your home, well, then Amy Pates has all of the perfect tips and tricks on how you can stage it before selling it. It's all happening here on Good Morning Vail, which starts right now.
Get up, get ready to start your day. The mountains are calling you out to play. Come on, we'll make you feel right at home. Good morning, Vail. See what lies in store for you. There's so many things to see and do. Summer, winter, spring, or fall. Home in the Rockies has it all. So get up, get ready to start your day. The coffee's brewing, you're on your way. The fun is waiting outside your door. Good morning, Vail.
This weather report is sponsored by Grand Hyatt Vail. Escape the cold and embrace the après-ski vibes at the Grand Hyatt Spa, where you'll find tranquility rooted in traditional alpine wellness.
Lens of the Day is brought to you by Eyepieces of Vail and Goggle Bar.
I love that jingle because I love getting to talk about ski stuff first thing in the morning to inspire you to get out there and have a great day on the mountain. Well, this morning we're going to talk about the Oakley Line Miner. Now, this is a great goggle because Oakley has a very unique prism system within their lenses, and what this does is allows one goggle to cover a broad spectrum of light. Now, as we take a look at this goggle, you can see that it's going to have that rose-based tint starting in that goggle lens. Then you're going to see those other colors come through. This is the Prism Argon Iridium, and so it's going to have that pink tint to start, which is going to help you see as that light gets a little bit flat, but then you can see those greens, those blues coming through, and that's going to allow you to see while the light is nice and sunny out there. So this is a great goggle. If you're someone who doesn't like to change your goggle lenses, just have one across the board that's going to kind of work in all conditions. It's going to be a little bit dark on those very cloudy, snowy days. This is also an OTG goggle. You can see that cutout right there, allowing your glasses arms to fit into this goggle. Now, if you're someone who doesn't like to ski or snowboard with your glasses, well, then we recommend you go over to see our friends at Eyepieces of Vail, as they've got some great inserts that you can put inside the goggle, and that way you can always see, so you can always ski or ride. Now, we want to thank Eyepieces of Vail for bringing you this Lens of the Day report. If you're making your way out there to enjoy the mountain, make sure that you can see perfectly, that way you can ski perfectly, and to do so, go see our friends at Eyepieces. We're going to take a short break, and when we come back, we've got more of the show.
Good morning, Vail.
You know TV8 Vail has great local content, but did you know about our production services? Hire an expert to develop your website reel, commercials, live stream events, studio production, and more. If you can dream it, we can help you do it. TV8 delivers high-quality content in both English and Spanish. Contact us today to discuss your next project. Email Danielle at tv8vail.com or call 970-628-9881.
TV8 Vail is expanding its distribution, and we want you to be the first to know. You can now find TV8 and our all-Spanish live stream Conecta en Vivo on Roku and Amazon Fire TV. Search the channel store for TV8 Vail and Conecta en Vivo on your device and add them to your list of favorite channels. And as always, you can continue to live stream on our website at tv8vail.com or find us on Spotify. At home or on the go, you'll never miss a minute of your favorite local programs on TV8.
Good morning, Vail.
Have you always wanted to try a Rocky Mountain oyster? Well, now is your chance. We were lucky enough to have the team from 4-H in here to give us some information about the Rocky Mountain Oyster Festival. So let's hear what they have to say.
Welcome back to Good Morning Vail. I'm so excited. I've got a fantastic group of entrepreneurs on the couch with me. Bennett, Maddie, and Audrey from the 4-H. Good morning, everybody.
Hey, how's it going?
Thanks so much for joining us this morning.
Thanks
Thanks
for
for
having us.
Yeah. So let's get into it. Let's talk a little bit about 4-H and kind of what you do with it. Bennett, let's start with you.
So I'm a senior in high school right now. I've been in 4-H since I was 8 years old. I've shown poultry, lambs, and I'm showing lambs and cattle this year. I've also done a lot of other parts of the program. I've done shooting sports, gone to leadership conferences. Maddie, what do you?
Hi, I'm Maddie. I'm currently a junior in high school. I raise market lamb and market swine, and yeah, I'm just trying to get as much leadership out of this program, so going on trips and things like that have been big on my list.
I'm a freshman. I'm Audrey, and I do lambs and rabbits. Going to different things like LDC and different things like that. Yeah.
That's great. So how did you get started in 4-H? Like, what made you kind of jump into it?
My parents were in the program, so they wanted me to be a part of it, and since then I've kind of fallen in love with it, and I love working with livestock and going to shows and showing competitively. It's just kind of a passion of mine.
Nice.
I personally met someone who was very dear to me. Her name is Jenny Leonetti. She brought me into the program, and I got hooked, and I've loved it ever since.
I just heard about it from different people around town and decided to try it.
That's great. So walk me through this a little bit. Like, what is it that you kind of do in 4-H? Like, what's the process like?
We're all a part of a 4-H club, and then we all come together during county fair, and depending on what kind of a project you're in, there's indoor projects. You can do sewing, cooking, stuff like that, or you can go the livestock route and show animals. So we'll take care of our animals all year. You know, we're getting up early, making sure that they're taken care of, feeding, watering them, everything, and then we'll bring them to county fair and be able to show our hard work from that summer. And on Saturday, we'll be able to sell our animals at the livestock auction and make a little bit of money.
Very nice. Yeah. Very nice. And Maddie?
I do the same. I just do livestock, so wake up and do long days in the barn and get them ready. I've had my animals for about a month now, and we'll have them until late July. And then, go to the fair, hang out with friends. It's a week-long thing. We have shows. It's very busy, but it's a fun time. And then, sell the animals at the end.
Yeah.
And you're with the rabbits, correct?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
So tell me a little bit about your work with the rabbits.
So I have rabbits all year long because I mostly do breeding breeding rabbits. I have Netherland dwarfs, they're little rabbits, but they stay in my basement and just hutches and stuff like that. Yeah, so we have to learn a 5-minute speech for them. So with bigger livestock, we don't have to talk very much, but with rabbits, we do a speech.
And what does that speech kind of consist of?
Like diseases and kind of just like talking about what specific to the breed, like what eye color they should have and what body shape they should have and different things like that.
Okay. And what kind of attracted you to being involved with the rabbits, taking care of them?
I started rabbits when I was 10, so mostly just because they were cute.
That's great. So you guys have an event coming up this weekend, Rocky Mountain Oyster Fry. Tell me all about it.
So we're going to be there Saturday, March 15th. It starts at 5 p.m., so you can get there, get your tickets. You can get them online at our website. We've got, it's I think eaglecounty4h.org, and we've got a QR code there. But it's at the Eagle River Center down there at the fairgrounds in Eagle. We've got different events to raise money. We've got a silent auction, we've got a live gun auction, a paddle raise, and all the money's going to awards for our 4-H program, you know, just putting on the events that we have each year. We're also going to have some events for kids, bouncy house, mechanical bull, a petting zoo, a lot of fun stuff, and then obviously dinner. Yeah.
Fun. And what would you want people to know most about 4-H?
I mean, it's a great way for our community to come together. I think it's a great way for young kids to learn leadership and a lot of ownership and take responsibility. It's a lot of responsibility to have animals to take care of. You know, you're having to get up every single day, take care of them, and you can't just skip a day. And you're on the clock all summer long, making sure, and if they get sick, you got to figure out how to take care of them. It's a big responsibility, and it teaches you a lot of life skills that are really important.
Yeah, what's kind of the driving force behind that? Because as you said, you know, you're spending all summer, you know, your friends are out playing their video games and whatever. You guys are taking care of animals. What kind of drives you to do that?
I think as you get into the program, you get this passion, and it's something that's going to drive you the entire summer. Once you get those projects, you know you have to work them if you want a good end result. So there's no off days, like he said. It's hard sometimes because you're missing out on good events, fun events with friends, just sacrificing lots of time for sports or school or things like that. But I think in the end, it's a passion that I personally love so much, and I'm very glad I spend that time with them.
It's also, you know, we wonder where our food comes from. It's a great way to show, you know, Western heritage and where our food comes from. It's just, they don't just have it in the back of Costco, you know. It's, it comes from somewhere, and, you know, we have to learn. It's hard because we make friends with our animals, and we have to sell them at the end of the year, and they're eventually going to market, you know. But it's a great way to learn where our food comes from and how it gets on our plate.
I think that's a great point, Bennett. Like, talk to me a little bit about that process, because you make friends with the animals, right?
Yeah.
That's got to be difficult to make kind of like that connection. How do you let go of them?
It's definitely tough, especially when you're younger. You get attached to them. I mean, now I've got a steer that I've had since September, and he's like a dog. He'll follow me around, and he's super cool. And I mean, I think that's one of the ways that you do good when you're showing is by making friends with your animal, but it's also hard, and that's another thing you got to learn in life is how to do that, and eventually it comes down to it's food. Yeah.
So all three of you, such incredible young people. Tell me what's in the future for you.
I'm actually going to be starting a business here in the Valley, a tree company. So I'm going to be using a lot of my skills that I've learned from 4-H to be starting a small business and become an entrepreneur.
I'm currently a junior, so I'm looking at colleges. I plan to attend one coming after my senior year. I'm really passionate about agriculture, so I'd love to stay involved in that industry, but we'll see what life takes me.
How about you, Audrey?
I want to go to the University of Georgia with a major in agricultural business.
Oh, nice. So this is definitely preparing you for that
Yes.
college career.
Yes.
That's awesome. One more time, guys. Tell me where all the where, when, and how for this weekend's Rocky Mountain Oyster Fry.
The Rocky Mountain Oyster Fry will be held at the Eagle County River Center from 5 to 10 p.m. Attendees who are going are encouraged to buy their tickets online, so to save time at the entrance. And yeah.
Great. Anything else you want the audience to know about 4-H or about this weekend's event?
Yeah, I mean, it's a great event. Come down and meet the kids, and it's a great opportunity to bring our community together and meet new people.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. It's a huge event for us. It's raised so much money for our scholarships, learning educational programs, and leadership opportunities, and it'd be awesome to contribute to that.
Yeah. We are sponsored by a lot of different people, so thank you to everyone who sponsors us. Yeah.
Perfect. Bennett, Maddie, Audrey, thank you so much for joining me this morning. Yeah. And make sure that we go out and get our tickets for the Rocky Mountain Oyster Fry this weekend. We'll be right back with more Good Morning Vail.
Good morning, Vail.
Next up, we've got a special duo from two of the best voices in the bluegrass and country genres.
We know you're going to love this one from Melanie Cannon and Willie Nelson. Here's Back to Earth.
Songs our love created, I still sing. And every night we make the rafters ring.
Did you know that all Eagle County residents and visitors can get a free Eagle Valley Library District card? All you need is a photo ID. You get our online databases and resources, free music, free streaming, all from wherever you have internet access. Free audiobooks and e-audiobooks straight to your phone. Go into your Eagle Valley Library District branch today and get your library card.
Ready to power up for summer? Whether you hike, bike, golf, or just want to feel great, get ready for summer with Mountain Recreation. Sign up for our Power Up for Summer promo and get 4 personal training sessions, a nutrition consultation, and exclusive recovery group access, all for $250 at the Gypsum Rec Center. Register by March 24th for April sessions at mountainrec.org or the Gypsum Rec Center front desk. Mountain Recreation. Active, healthy, together.
TVA Vail is proud to announce the Wacky Winter Reading Program. We're asking children of all ages, K and even the teenagers going up to 12th grade, read 10 books or 1,000 pages by April 30th, 2025. You can find all the details on our website, tva8vail.com. Thank you to our sponsor, the lovely Eagle Valley Library District, where you can go pick up your book and have a great time. Have a great winter from your friends at TVA Vail.
This show looks at anything that has an engine and a story told by the owners. This is a scooter. Have you had it the whole time?
I have not. It's actually the 3rd time I've owned the car.
Sell, regret, sell, regret. To the actual prototype GT40, I got to sit in that car.
Oh, I gotta get me one of these, man.
We've got all the muscle, the speed, and the stories.
I got stage 4 cancer. A bunch of friends came together and decided that this thing needed to get done, and a lot of friends came together and made this thing happen.
Hey, if it has an engine and a story, you're going to hear about it on rides. Almost every vehicle, doesn't matter what walk of life you're from, there's some tie to your past.
Good morning, Vail.
There's a 10th Mountain art exhibit taking place over at the Reitman Gallery, and we were lucky enough to chat with the Reitman Gallery and see what the exhibit has to hold for you to go and explore.
Ladies and gentlemen, spring is just around the corner here in the Vail Valley, and there's always lots of opportunities to learn, to get inspired, whether it's through art, through history, or maybe through a mix of both, just like talented artist Jared Hankins has done at his exhibit here at Reitman Galleries, right in the heart of the Vail Valley and of Vail itself. And it's a good opportunity for you to come and check out some of his work. We're speaking with him today here again. Jared, it's lovely to meet you and see you again. We were here in the summer with your Ski Town Americana exhibit, and now you're back with this winter, spring exhibit. So excited to chat with you today.
Yeah, how's it going?
I'm good. I'm excited. We were checking out some of your work before, and I'm excited to learn all about it. So tell me a little bit about the inspiration behind this 10th Mountain Division exhibit that we're seeing here today.
Well, the 10th Mountain Division was kind of it's a pretty incredible story in general. They were a kind of a division, a tactical division that the Army put together in World War II specifically to fight the Germans at altitude in the mountains. So they're trained at Camp Hale in survival skills that range from climbing to outdoor survival to skiing. And then ultimately, when they went over to Germany, they were pretty instrumental in helping end the war by they went up at night. They went up Riva Ridge, which they scaled, and then they kind of attacked the Germans from above. And so when they returned to the United States, a lot of them returned to the mountain communities, and they ended up being founders of over 60 ski areas. So that's, skiing largely is in the United States is really kind of responsible for 10th Mountain Division.
And you're right. Some may say we are here. Vail is here because of the 10th Mountain Division and some of the founders, and it really talks to some of your pieces talk to some of this history, and just hearing you speak, you also kind of touch on some of that resilience, some of that bravery that these men had, and that is kind of reflected on your pieces, right? We see them coming up the mountain, we see them kind of in these conditions. Tell me a little bit about some of the depictions that we see in some of the work.
Yeah, a lot of the pieces I was taking from original photography from the 1940s, and so obviously the depth of field's a little bit different with a field camera and so I used some Photoshop as far as the little bit of tweaking here and there to create some mountain scenes that are a little bit maybe romanticized slightly, but for the most part, these were real training spaces for the soldiers. Homage is a piece that is of Holy Cross in the background, and it's actually taken from Notch Mountain, which is across the valley from Holy Cross, and so that was a training area for them. And this one, the line is actually. It was in Leadville. It was a big training area for them as well. Right. And then, of course, you have the Gore Range and then Lover's Leap, which is obviously a big aspect or feature in the back bowls in Vail. So.
Absolutely. And as I was kind of reading through the description and through some of your work, I noticed that you say, a lot of the times in photography or even in art, we see these landscapes or these kind of scenery depicted, but not from the perspective of the skiers and stuff. So I think you really wanted to tap into that and really kind of show these landscapes as maybe some of these soldiers were.
Yeah, I've leaned into a lot of early photography of the American West, especially with early black and whites and those kind of things. And so I really like the streakiness and old dinged up, kind of tintypes and that kind of photography. And so I use some of those effects in my work. So the 10th Mountain, it wasn't much of a stretch to kind of bring in that element of the soldier and use some of the old black and white photography that you can find online.
Which, kind of speaking about that black and white photography, that is kind of the reason why some of these pieces, maybe aren't as colorful as the ones we were seeing over the summer, because you were kind of using some of that black and white photography. But I think due to the natural scenery and the natural colors of winter, it works well.
Yeah, I think that, I'm bringing in some tone, a little bit of blues and browns to kind of bring in a contemporary element. And also, you'll find drips and different kind of brush strokes. And so they're not intended to be completely realistic, but, very representational of the soldiers themselves.
Absolutely. Now, Jared, how long has this exhibit been in the works? How long does it take for you to curate, maybe one piece of art, or kind of what does that creative process look like?
So after the July show, I had one piece in that show that was a 10th Mountain Division piece, and it sold pretty immediately. And so it was one of those where when we started discussing a show over the next couple months, I thought, this would be a good angle at least to kind of bring in for the winter. And so I just started doing some research and really started delving into kind of the archives of 8mm film and kind of doing a lot of different some of the resources. There's no one real resource for the 10th Mountain Division. The Ski and Snow Sports Museum here in Vail has a lot of resources and books and that kind of thing, which is helpful. But it takes a lot of kind of putting the pieces together in order and then figuring out what sizes are going to work with what pieces and then sort of going after it from there. So it's the process takes a handful of months, including the painting, but each piece is totally different. Some take 20 hours and some take 50 to 60 hours. So it just depends on the piece.
I would have thought it took way longer than that. I would have thought maybe a year or maybe more than that, but it really is a few months where you're getting inspired and doing all this research, all this work behind to then be able to pull all of these pieces into the exhibit that we're seeing here today. I love that you kind of implement into some of these pieces a little bit of like hidden meaning behind it. For example, the chairlift that we see here behind us with the 66, for example. Tell me about that.
Yeah, Vail was established as a town in 1966. And so that was kind of a meaningful little spin on, what number do you put on the chairlift. But as a town, I think it required 100 people to be living here permanently or something like that. So, it's a really very little turning point, but you see what it's become in the last, 60 years. It's pretty incredible.
It is an incredible, and I love that you're, depicting some of this history behind Vail and behind our mountain region through the 10th Mountain Division. And for anybody that's visiting Vail over the next few weeks through spring break, come on into Raymond Galleries in Vail and check out some of the work that we see here behind us. Tell me a little bit about how long this will be in display for and how folks can come in and check out the work.
So it's starting on the 5th, and then it's going through pretty much the middle of April, so the end of season, really. They'll probably, they may or may not rearrange the gallery April 13th, something like that. So it's going to be here for a few weeks at least.
Well, come on to Raymond Galleries here in Vail. Check out some of Jared's work if you're wanting to maybe inspire yourself through some of these historical pieces. Landscape, I think, is another huge, kind of emphasis of a lot of these paintings. So, we're excited for you to be back in town, and hopefully we'll see you back here again soon.
Yeah, thanks for having me. I appreciate it.
Thank you, Jared, for showing us your work. Come on in through the middle of April if you're in town in Vail, Raymond Galleries. Come on, check in Jared Hankins' 10th Mountain Division exhibit. We're going to take a short break, and we'll be back with more of the show after this. Stay tuned.
Good morning, Vail.
Discover the perfect blend of style and performance in your eyewear at Eyepieces. With convenient locations in Vail Village, Lions Head, Beaver Creek, Edwards, Basalt, and Snowmass, Eyepieces is the destination for luxury eyewear and high-performance optics. From iconic brands to the latest in sport frames and snow goggles, we have the eyewear to match your mountain lifestyle. Plus, we offer prescription lens services, including eye exams, custom lenses, and prescription goggles for your mountain adventures. Visit us today to experience the art of vision. Eyepieces, serving the Vail Valley's vision needs for over 40 years.
Hi there. Are you ready to explore famous neighborhoods from New York City to Kentucky? Watch The Neighborhood with host Nicole Newman. Featuring famous people, unique history, and delicious places to eat and drink. our viewers get an inside personal look at each neighborhood. With each episode, we learn, grow, laugh, and live like a local, not just a visitor. Welcome to the neighborhood. Check your local program schedule and tune in.
Hello, my name is Jeffrey Morgan. I'm with Ron Byrne & Associates. And today I'd like to welcome you to Mine House and Mi Casa, a premier bed and breakfast right here at the base of Beaver Creek Mountain. Let's go inside.
This property is currently being run as a bed and breakfast with 20 bedrooms, all with ensuite bathrooms. Right now we are standing in Mi Casa, and next door we also have Mine House. A wonderful opportunity to own a turnkey hospitality business, but it's also an opportunity to own it as a private residence. It can be sold all as one or in individual pieces, however you choose.
So now that we've had a chance to show you these two amazing properties, Mi Casa and Mine House,
We would love the opportunity to show you in person. Give us a call.
It's time for the best coverage of the top stories in sports. The Sports Wrap with Jason Page starts now.
How do you make Anthony Edwards the face of your franchise if you're the Minnesota Timberwolves? We'll get into that.
And we say hello to our good friend Matt Verderam, who hangs out with us from SI.com. Their NFL insider, one of them, is hanging out with us on the program today. Did you see Caitlin Clark last night? She put up a 40-burger, hits the game-winning three as time expires. Let's turn our attention to the Denver Broncos, one of the NFL's most dysfunctional situations.
The Sports Wrap with Jason Page.
Each week on the Tech Show, you can look forward to the latest in technology and how you can use it too. We'll also chat with leading experts, and you'll find out if the latest gadget will take my money or not. Don't miss the Tech Show. Tech your local listings.
Good morning, Vail.
The Stockton Group always has so many great properties for you to look at, enjoy, and maybe find your forever home. Well, we are lucky enough to show you this new listing here.
Ladies and gentlemen, today we are at 998 Ptarmigan in the beautiful town of Vail, Colorado, a charming historic property. And greeting us here today is Meg Garrido with the Stockton Group Compass Real Estate to give us all the insights, give us all the information about this beautiful home. Meg, we've got the fireplace running, we've got the vibes. Thank you so much for greeting us here. How are you doing?
Oh, it's a pleasure. So I'm just thrilled for you to be here because this is such a special, iconic legacy property. This mountain chateau is actually the favorite vacation spot of Gerald Ford and First Lady Betty Ford.
Imagine that.
It is really something special. So I love the fact, though, there's a little mystery if the Secret Service actually stayed here as well.
We'll never know. But
we'll never know.
But it is such a historic, charming house, and I kind of want to dive a little more into that history. Tell me about when this place was built. We go kind of way back to the beginning of Vail when this home was built, and it's been here since. So tell me about that.
That's right. So the city of Vail was actually incorporated in 1967, first developed in 1962. So you can imagine this is one of the first homes that was actually here. So when you're here, you feel you're in living history and you feel the charm and the warmth. And I think the story of the home is what someone's really going to fall in love with because number one, the surroundings with the aspen groves, the gorgeous views of the mountains, you're in such a special location that's very amenitized.
Yeah.
You've got the Nordic Center, Betty Ford Gardens that are here, the Ford Amphitheater, anything you can imagine doing in Vail, it's at your fingertips.
It is, and like you said, it's such a special place. We're surrounded by kind of this rustic wood throughout the house, but we've got, some contemporary touches. We've got the wood fireplace, a beautiful drive-in that kind of greets you when you come in, and you're surrounded by nature, you're surrounded by Vail. And I can understand why President Ford and his wife loved this place,
It's
'Cause,
iconic.
We're at minutes from anything you can possibly imagine in Vail.
That's right. And I feel that the person that's really going to get the gift of this home, it's going to be someone that may really appreciate the history here, the story, the legacy, and wants to expand upon it, create something that's really special and unique to them. Or it could be someone that really appreciates the specialness that is this location here right on the golf course. We're in between the 4th and the 6th fairway, and they know that they've got a strong vision as to what they want to create here. So it could be either or.
Exactly.
And we're excited to see who it is.
Yeah, and like you said, potential buyers can really kind of make this their home and do so many things here. As Meg mentioned, we're right steps away from the golf course. We've got the fields, we've got skiing, and anything entertainment at the theater, the park. So it's such a special location. It's such a special place. I feel like anywhere in Vail is special, but this place just kind of takes you back into history. Meg, what about any advice for viewers, for potential buyers that kind of want to invest into this luxury real estate or that may be interested in the house? What would be a key piece of advice for anyone watching?
I think one really key piece is to have an advisor that knows what's off market. That's something that we are really, really invested in, is making sure that our clients feel very protected, that if they don't want to go to the open market, we have all of this inventory. So when people work with us, they get the secret properties, if you will. They're getting the underground insights. And so one thing I'll say is reach out to us, because you don't know what's not on the open MLS, but we do, which is a great advantage. But also never bet against Vail. Vail's appreciation year over year is so tremendous. And I think the big thing is finding something that resonates with the lifestyle that you want to live here and or your investment goals.
Exactly. And I think those are all key pieces of information for potential buyers, to keep that in mind whenever you're maybe browsing around or looking for homes. Come to the experts. I mean, you guys really do such a great job at the Stockton Group in knowing what's best for your buyers and what's best around town and stuff. I want to ask you, what's your favorite feature about the house, personally?
Well, I love this room that we're in. I think this is the most iconic space. It feels so rustic. It feels so warm. It is chock full of character. The wood beams, you see it's just very enveloping and warm. And I can envision a lot of really fun gatherings happening here.
Absolutely.
Après ski, you've just finished on the mountain, and let's enjoy some family time, games, and some great wine.
Exactly, and not to mention the downstairs, which is really the entertainment hub of the house, with a pool table and lots of stuff going downstairs as well. We've got the patio outside that kind of surrounds the house. Spring, summer's around the corner, so that is also a great place for gatherings.
Yes, this tremendous wraparound porch, and the home itself is so uniquely designed. It's this wonderful U shape. So you've got the east wing, the west wing, and it's a fun design where someone, if they're really imaginative, can come in and create something incredibly special.
Exactly. It's already special as is, but people can make it extra special.
Extra special.
Meg, if people are interested in coming and checking out the house or getting in contact with you, are you doing any showings, private showings, anything like that? What does that look like?
Absolutely. So if anyone's interested, we'll do a private showing with you here at the Stockton Group. You can go onto our website, thestocktongroup.com, reach out to me, Meg Garrido, and I would be thrilled and delighted to showcase this beautiful home.
Absolutely. We'll be putting all that information on screen for folks who are interested in coming to check out 998 Ptarmigan, right in the heart of Vail. Minutes to lots of activities and really an opportunity to make this into a home with such a special history, legacy, and that charm that I think just captivates you from the moment you walk in.
That's it. Thank you so much for
Thank you,
coming
Megan.
here and experiencing this with me.
This is harder than I remember.
Meg, we couldn't help ourselves but to make our way outside. We're sitting in this immense patio that wraps around the house, and I want to get into, you know, some of the nature, some of the location that surrounds us. Tell me what's behind us and kind of around us.
Well, I honestly feel like we're in the middle of National Geographic setting here, because you have these incredible vistas of the mountain. You have right behind us the Nordic Center during, you know, ski season. That's what you get to watch and embrace. But we're also sandwiched in between the 4th and the 6th fairway. So when springtime hits and summer's here, you get to watch all the golfers.
Walk right on there, and like you said, kind of get the best of both worlds, whether it's in the wintertime with Nordic skiing or in the summertime with golfing or tons of other activities. This outdoor patio, I can't even imagine in the summertime what it looks like and all the things that can happen out here.
I just imagine these incredible get-togethers. Can you imagine? Okay, après ski, you're so close to Golden Peak Base.
Yes.
You're coming here, you're lighting your wood-burning fireplace, which we all know you can't make those anymore. It's grandfathered in here. And getting cozy, but then being able to come out here, maybe have some s'mores and enjoy the scenery. So it's a special place.
And one thing that I love about the house, it really is kind of surrounded by nature. Like you said, it almost feels like a scene of National Geographic, which kind of helps it feel a little bit more secluded, more private, and you really do kind of get a little bit more privacy.
You feel like you're enveloped in nature here. And if you look out here, there is nothing to see but this gorgeous landscape.
Amazing views, exactly.
That's right.
Which you can't beat but anywhere else here in Vail. And this is just another unique feature of the house is the use of that outdoor space as well. That can happen year round. We're going to take a short break. We'll be back with more of the show after this, so stay tuned. We'll be back.
Good morning, Vail.
The season starts when Nate Dogg, Trailer Tom, and friends have started the season in front of you.
There it is, the white ribbon of living.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
And on that very first chair, two very familiar faces who've been in line for 2 days.
My name is Nate Dogg, N-A-T-E, D-O-G-G-G-G.
My name is Trailer Tom.
Nate Nadler and Tom Miller live nearby.
I feared nothing but not getting first chair. Second chair nightmare. Yeah, second chair nightmare.
My goal is to continue to fight for this first chair as long as I'm physically able. First chair coming at us one more year.
Join us on board the Leadville Railroad Winter Express. Stay cozy in our heated lounge cars. Marvel at the stunning winter landscape. Sip delicious hot chocolate. Don't forget to check out our new specials. Book today at leadvillerailroad.com.
Take the first game every one of us played in the schoolyard. Turn up the degree of difficulty to maximum, and then let loose some of the fastest and most agile athletes in the world to go one-on-one in what you have is the most extreme pursuit contest you've ever known. It's intense, it's addictive, and there's only one rule. Don't get caught.
Oh my gosh. If you haven't seen World Chase Tag before, here's how it works.
2 teams of up to 6 athletes compete in a series of one-on-one chases. Each chase lasts up to 20 seconds and has 1 chaser and 1 evader.
Opportunity to points on the board! Oh!
Whoever wins the duel stays on as the evader, and teams get 1 point for each evasion they make.
And it looks like the opening point for this contest.
It's the best of 16 chases to win the match, with a sudden death chase-off required to break any ties. It's win or go home from now on. Don't miss it.
I'm Danella Richard. I've made a career traveling the world. I've worked for some of the biggest names in travel, and now I've traded in my business suit for a swimsuit. Swimming with the sharks, swinging at the edge of the world, throwing back a few shots, or shall I say spirits. Eating some of the best cuisine, and even making a few furry friends along the way. I invite you to come along with me and discover the world.
For fun and adventure, join me on Elizabeth Stanton's Great Big World. Find out where I'll be going next and which celebrities I'll be bringing along with me. I'll show you amazing destinations with lots to explore, and you'll get to know my celebrity guests the way they really are, up close and personal. We'll travel the world, experience new cultures, and together, try to make a difference. I'm Elizabeth Stanton, saying the world's a big place, and I'm going to show it to you.
Good morning, Vail.
Now that spring skiing is upon us, it's important that you have the perfect eyewear, and the great place to get any of your optical needs is Eyepieces of Vail. Well, we were lucky enough to stop into one of their many great locations to chat about what you need in your eyewear repertoire.
When you're in Vail or Beaver Creek, we like to say, look good, feel good, ski good. And who better than to help you out than Eyepieces of Vail in our valley for over 40 years. And we are in the Lion's Head location with Philip today. Philip, how are we doing?
I'm great. Thank you. Good morning.
That's right. Like look good, feel good, ski good, right?
Exactly. We want you to look good out there, but we want you to be comfortable, and we also want you to be safe.
Yeah. So whether you're prepared or you need one or two things or totally unprepared, Eyepieces of Vail has something for everyone. And it's not just eyepieces. Today, we're talking a little bit about helmets.
Yeah, and I like the word prepared because no matter if you're a very beginner skier or if you've been doing this your whole life, you still want to kind of check your equipment and make sure you're fully prepared, both from a safety standpoint and from a condition standpoint.
Yeah, something I learned recently, I've been out here over a decade, is some of the material just wears and tears over time. It's not necessarily hitting something or dropping it, it's just time.
That's true. So I thought we'd start a little bit about helmets, and that's a really good point. You can have a helmet, have it look fine, but if you bought it in 2015, generally after 5 years, just the efficiency of the helmet is going to wear down a bit, and you're not going to be as protected as you were when you once bought that.
Yeah, and a lot of the helmets nowadays, they look pretty cool too, in addition to giving that functionality.
They do. But the one thing about helmets, I always start with that. No matter if people come in just for goggles, I say, well, let's talk about your helmet first. There are different types of helmets, and I have a couple samples here. This one's from Annan. One of the things you want to make sure of is that it has either MIPS, the multi-impact protection system, or in Annan's case, they use something called wave cell. So that's going to protect against both kind of a direct or even kind of a rotational hit. If you liken it to the guardrails that you see on I-70, you see them, they look hard on the outside, but they actually have crash and crumple zones. And you'll see that on the inside of an Annan helmet. Almost looks like a honeycomb waves kind of system. But those are meant to absorb the impact so your brain does not.
Yeah, it's super kind of front of the line technology there. And you can really see that wave cell technology. And then the MIPS ones, all of them have a nice little, usually a yellow sticker that says MIPS on it. So you can really tell if you're getting the right thing.
And that's a really good thing to look for. A lot of times they have hang tags, but if they fall off, look right inside the helmet itself. It should say MIPS. I also have a Smith and a Sweep Protection, two other models that we carry. In addition to MIPS, Smith also has this choroid system. It, again, almost looks like a honeycomb, and that's really going to absorb a lot. So it's not just a lot of people just think, well, I have a really hard helmet. That's only part of it. You really want something internal going on inside that's going to protect your brain.
It's just crazy how far we've come, you know, when people were out here with nothing on their heads, just out here with hats. And now we're talking head protection, brain protection. It's kind of cool to see.
It is, and it's really important. And I speak from experience. I'm a cyclist and a long-distance runner. And a few years ago, I was cycling, training, and I got hit by a minivan. So luckily, I had on a new Giro helmet, had the MIP system inside, also had a Zeiss shield on the outside, and I happened to be wearing my Oakley sunglasses underneath. And the doctor said the helmet probably saved me from a really severe concussive incident. I was still unconscious for 13 hours, but he said it could have been a lot worse. And
you should see the van, right?
Exactly, which I never saw because I was out for 13 hours. I don't even remember. But
that probably saved your life.
It did. And the shield and the Oakley glasses I had on saved my left eye because I got thrown into the side of a stop sign. So again, we want you to look great. We want you to have a lot of fun, but it's all about being prepared from a safety standpoint too. I mean, when I went out that day, it was my last training ride before my event. I thought this is a piece of cake, and yeah, there I am sitting, getting airlifted to Baltimore shock trauma. Yeah,
you lived it. We all live it. If you're out here enough, we use these things whether we like to or not. I like it for the safety, but you can take it up a notch. You can get speakers in the headphones. You can get the goggles attached. You can kind of get a little spicy with it.
And that's why I'm going to show you a Kask too. Kask is really streamlined looking, almost like a motocross type. Has protection system inside, has this shield that comes down so you never have to worry about like, oh, where'd my goggles go? But also it has an internal sound system. So it's more utilitarian. It's not like lush beats that you would get from Apple, but basically you can both listen to some music in the background, but also stay in touch on the mountain with loved ones or friends. So this is all Bluetooth, and it all comes in one package.
Yeah, if that's important to you, for me, the phone's on Do Not Disturb. Do not talk to me when I'm out there. But I understand if you're out there with friends and family, you might want to have a little earpiece in your ear.
Sure. And we recognize that there are different types of skiers. People have different needs. So we try to have a variety of pieces that's going to fit your personality, but also your lifestyle and what you're trying to do out there.
Definitely. And you mentioned it a little bit. Do you goggles kind of fit with certain helmets too, right? Like that's part of the game?
That kind of used to be the case. A lot of helmets now kind of have a universal fit up top, so we can really kind of dial it in. If the Sweep Protection helmet is the one that fits you the best, but yet you're going with a pair of 100% goggles, that usually works. So when we always start with helmets, make sure we really dial that in, make sure your helmet's not more than 5 or 6 years old, it's never taken a hit. And then once we get the helmet dialed in, then we can start talking about goggles.
Love it. Philip, anything else I should ask you about helmets? Anything else people should know about kind of brain buckets here at Eyepieces of Vail?
Well, there's a couple features always to look for, and all of our helmets have some type of ventilation system, so you can control the airflow because, some people get really hot, some people get really cold, so you have that ability. A lot of them, and this is another reason why I tell people to update, if your helmet's really old, a lot of the helmets now have the BOA system, so if, sometimes you like to wear a thin microfiber beanie and sometimes you don't, you can make those micro adjustments to make sure it's really fitting your head well.
I got one of those for the first time. It is a game changer. It is such a game changer. I wear different kinds of hats, and it's just, you want that snug fit where you turn that head and it's still on you.
Exactly.
Just pull that bow a little bit.
Exactly. And that really just makes it more comfortable. Last thing you want is like a sloshy helmet. So, so just a couple different features with venting, with fit. But most of them all have that. So, and then even the helmets that don't have a sound system put into them, we do sell a product from Outdoor Tech, another one from Smith that you can add that sound and that Bluetooth capability if you wish.
Love that. And if you're someone like me that factors in looks into this, there's tons of colors in here. There's green, white, black, blue, something for everyone, which is kind of cool to me.
Exactly. So yeah, something for everybody.
Something for everyone. Come on into Eyepieces of Vail. Look good, feel good, ski good with the right gear. year here at Eyepieces. Thanks so much, Philip.
Thank you.
We'll be back.
Good morning, Vail.
One of the longest-running syndicated television series is back, America's Black Forum, a weekly series highlighting the latest in our lifestyles, business, entertainment, and finance. We introduce you to entrepreneurs who are making their mark in the business world and leaders who are fighting for change.
Welcome to America's Black Forum.
Tune in each week to know what's happening in our world today on America's Black Forum.
Hey, it's your boy, Nephew Tommy, your host for an all-new season of Black College Quiz, where the nation's best and brightest display their knowledge of Black history and culture while competing for prizes and scholarships. So get ready to see HBCU Nation take the academic field. Black College Quiz! BCQ! Black College Quiz! BCQ! Black College Quiz! BCQ! Yeah, man.
Tune into Coffee with America and start your day in the right direction, where we go over the latest and greatest in health, lifestyle, entertainment, and more. Start your day off on Coffee with America.
Good morning, Vail.
We want to thank you all so much for tuning in to your Saturday morning edition of Good Morning Vail. We love getting to be here to bring you all this wonderful information to get you out to support our local Eagle County 4-H programming with the Rocky Mountain Oyster Festival. Help you be stylish and protected up there on the slopes with Eyepieces of Vail, and always so much more. So make sure that you continue to tune in each and every morning. We'll see you next time.
Good morning, Vail. See what lies in store for you. There's so many things to see and do. Summer, winter, spring, or fall. Your home in the Rockies has it all. So get up, get ready to start your day. The coffee's brewing, you're on your way. The fun is waiting outside your door. Good morning, Vail.
From small towns to big cities and everywhere in between, we're covering the great things that are happening right now in the USA. This is Positively America with Ernie Anastas.
Each week, we're going to focus on the great things that are happening every day in the USA. We'll feature change makers.
In every older person, there's a younger person saying, how did this happen?
Innovators.
I talk about design the way some people might talk about like the person they're in love with.
Doers and dreamers.
You can use that recognition to pay it forward.
Ordinary Americans accomplishing extraordinary things.
When you smile, you receive one back most of the time.
We're going to prove to you that optimism and hope are paving the way to an even brighter tomorrow.
We've got a lot of programs that are specifically focused on the children of our fallen heroes.
At Positively America, our mission is to feature good news.
TV8 Vail is expanding its distribution, and we want you to be the first to know.